we have three, small investments here in the UK in startup indies. They're about investing in talent, in a highly consolidated industry. I think, they are very small indeed, and the idea that they're distorting the market, I think, is a slightly sort of absurd one.
But it is a different level of risk. Do you take Alex's point?
We are putting, these are startup businesses.
Yeah.
We're taking small stakes, below 25%. Right. We're carefully managing them. The amount of money at risk is very limited. And, yes, it is a risky business, and therefore we are treating them with the level of governance and scrutiny you'd expect for a risky business. We are doing so because these are talented individuals whose programs we think we can exploit fantastically around the world.
Right, so basically this is a way to get around, you want to get access to the secondary rights, and because of the terms of trade deal, it's easier if you actually have a stake in an indie now, and that's why you're buying up indies, so we're going to see more of this.
The vast majority of rights we enter into partnerships with the indie sector are in the open market. There are some cases where talented individuals are leaving their current jobs. Mm-hmm. They want to be able to, when they're doing that, say, how can I have a partnership with a distributor that gives me a degree of certainty around my business plan? Why don't I talk to Worldwide? They've got the global reach. They're a great distributor. Mm-hmm. If I do a deal with them, I will basically know that part of my business is secure. Okay. In the end, one of the reasons we've been buying production companies is to have that level of editorial control. When you are making Top Gear in Australia, or you're making Strictly Come Dancing in Australia, you'd much rather do it if you want that format and that program to fulfill the BBC, what is truly great about it. You want to do it through a production company you have a stake in, mm-hmm. where you can just have those protections. Okay.
But David, I'm sorry, I think that is I'm sorry, I don't accept that for a moment. And actually, I think it's simply empirically not true. I mean, first of all, why would we assume that a sort of a BBC startup in America would be better able to produce Strictly Come Dancing than Fremantle with their background in doing X Factor? I don't understand that argument. And also, my understanding is that in Australia, the BBC Worldwide has run up against serious issues because your customers in Australia, the commercial networks, are unhappy that you are shifting productions into Freehand, the company that you took a stake in, against their better judgment. And actually there have been real issues about the fact that you are... So, the first thing is, I don't accept that you can't control quality through licensing. And actually, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is a classic example of that. A show that was licensed around the world, and controlled down to the actual... colour of the sheen on the shiny floor of the studio. So the idea that you can't control quality through licensing, I think, is simply not true.
Well, they make more
also,
money
it seems
this
to
way.
me, actually, the opposite is the case. It seems to me that the BBC, by going out there and picking the best producer for this particular show, who's going to pay the best price and whose track record in making those kind of programs is impeccable, is actually a bigger guarantee than setting up some startup with no track record whatsoever. I don't accept the argument.
Can we just deal with each of
quick response, and then I'm going to go
the producers on Strictly Come Dancing in the US? The lead producers are all people who produce the show here for the BBC in the UK.
Okay, so you're saying editorial oversight?
Absolutely.
Right.
They are experienced, fantastic thing. They've taken the show on.
Yeah.
It is a way that both gives us more editorial control, allows us to grow the brand, where the brand and the format needs to change by territory, and it is a more profitable route for us.
Yeah, that's the bottom line, I think. It's more profitable.